Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pirate101 video. Got another ranking video for you today, and this time I'm going to be ranking all the worlds from best to worst. So, there are 7 worlds in this game. So Skull Island, Monquista, Valencia Part 1 and Part 2, Cooper's Root, Cool Ranch, Mooshu, Marleybone, and Aquila. So, 7 worlds in this game. I'm going to be ranking all of them from best to worst. And yeah, we will get this going. Let's begin with number 7. Okay, beginning at number 7 is going to be Aquila. So, I know some of you are probably not going to be very surprised about this, and you would probably put it at the top of the very list, but people have their different opinions. But I'm beginning the world of Aquila, the worst one, on the bottom of the list, number 7. And now here's the thing. I will say it was enjoyable to go to this world and to quest through it. You know, it's a great looking world. You know, I enjoyed the boss fights, the Minotaur and the Labyrinth, Medusa. You know, those were some pretty cool boss fights. But just, I don't know, this world just felt pretty long to quest through. Not one of my favorites ever. And I don't know, I really just didn't enjoy it the most. I kind of got pretty bored of it for questing it through it the first time. So, but it's just not one of my favorites, and that's why I'm putting this at the very bottom of the list in the number 7 spot. So, Aquila, number 7. Let's move on to number 6. Okay, number 6 is going to be Monquista. So, with this world, you know, it's only one skyway, so we don't go to any of the other skyways in this world. And even though it's a pretty short world, and so it wasn't that bad to quest through, but, I mean, the look of it is pretty amazing. I mean, it's, it's pretty cool, but also not one of my favorite worlds to quest through, but, I mean, yes, it was a short world, and then finding the monkey's paw, but then, like, you know, they kind of introduced it, a little bit of it in Skull Island, talking about Monquista going to Puerto Rico. You know, there were some monkey villagers from there, but yeah, going in this world, just not one of my favorites. I really didn't enjoy it the most, but that's alright. I mean, again, this is based off of my opinion, how I feel about these worlds, how I enjoy questing through them, and so yeah, but you guys let me know your overall personal thoughts and opinions. What you enjoyed about the worlds the most? So yeah, I'm putting Monquista in the number 6 spot. So, let's move on to number 5. Okay, number 5 is going to be Valencia. Now, I'm in Florenza, which is where the quest through Valencia Part 2, but we also have the other skyway for Valencia Part 1, Calabria, but, you know, I wasn't sure what skyway to go to, but, you know, we have Valencia Part 1 after you finish Monquista, and then you go back to Valencia, after Aquila for Valencia Part 2, but I'm just going to basically include Part 1 and Part 2. So, Valencia. You know, it's a pretty cool looking world, you know, and battles weren't that tricky, but, you know, when you get to Valencia Part 2, like, you know, they really go hard on you. Really. They go really hard on you. But, again, I really didn't enjoy the look of this world. Not one of my personal favorites, but pretty cool. Pretty cool to go to a world that, I mean, you'd never quested through the first time. But I think they kind of introduced it to Wizard 101 for the Catacombs quest. I thought they did something like that one time, but maybe not. I don't know. I've never got to experience it ever. But overall, the world itself not too bad, but the questing is just pretty interesting. But yeah, again, not one of my personal favorites, and so that's why I'm putting this world, Valencia, in the number 5 spot. So let's move on to number 4. Alright, number 4 is going to be Skull Island. I think you might be a bit surprised by it, but maybe not. So, putting Skull Island number 4. So, obviously, when you start the game, you talk to Captain Avery and you have to find this Jade Amulet, and you do your first boss fight against Finn. Yep, and then you get your new ship, and it's not the greatest, but you just do what you can with it, and then you get introduced to your class of what you picked. You got your trainer, and then you get more companions that are around your class. But there's some other companions that are not your class, and of course you gotta train them and all that. But I mean, Skull Island, a pretty cool world. I kind of like it. That skull over there is pretty amazing, but pretty cool world. I enjoyed it. One of the first worlds in this game. But again, not one of my favorites, I will say. I mean, they kind of update it, which I doubt they will. Maybe. That would be pretty cool. But so Skull Island, obviously one of the easiest worlds in the game. So not that too difficult. It's kind of basically the tutorial, the introduction for when you quest through Pirate101 for the first time. So, but yeah, I'm putting Skull Island in the number 4 spot. So let's move on to number 3. Okay, number 3 is going to be Marleybone. I mean, obviously you could say that it felt really cool to go to this world, Marleybone, with the different look of Marleybone versus Wizard101's Marleybone, but this world itself is just amazing. Going to this world for the very first time in Pirate101, when I first quested through it, gosh, it's pretty amazing. And again, there is one skyway in this world, just like Monquista, and it is pretty short. Marleybone is pretty fast, so you can almost compare it to Wizard101's Marleybone, because Marleybone in Wizard101 is pretty short too. So you can almost compare it to these Marleybone worlds in Wizard101 and Pirate101. But yeah, this world is really amazing. Fighting against Rook and Bishop. Some of the puppet shows are pretty cool. But again, battles are a little tricky, so they can go pretty hard on you. But again, as long as you're at the right level, your companions are at a good level, I think you should be totally fine. The characters were really cool. Like, you have like foxes in this world, so that's pretty cool. So, but yeah, Marleybone was really fun to do, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm putting this world in the number 3 spot. So we have 2 more left. What do you think number 2 will be, and what do you think number 1 will be? You're about to find out right now. Let's move on to number 2. Alright, number 2 is Mooshu. Now, I think you might be a bit surprised, and you can probably guess what number 1 will be. But Mooshu, really beautiful, a really cool world. There's a sunset in the background, which is really cool. And of course, this world is really beautiful to quest through, and I really enjoyed it the most when I first quested through it in Pirate101. Really amazing world, and quite better than Wizard101's Mooshu. And yeah, it's really beautiful. There's like pandas in here. That's something you don't see. Like new types of enemies. Just, oh my gosh, this world is just, it's so good. It's so good. They did a really good job with it, and yeah, awesome looking world, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Now, guys, I'm sure you can guess what number 1 is. So, here we go. So, not a big surprise to most of you, and you were probably not expecting this, but number 1 is Cool Ranch. Now, I know what you're all thinking, that this world is really, really long to quest through, and you're right, it is. And I can see why most people don't enjoy this world to quest through, like they want to get this done and just move on, because Well, after you complete like the first section, the first part of Cool Ranch, you know, you go back to Skull Island, right, and quest through Puerto Rico, and you kind of, and then you reunite El Toro and Caroline. Then you go back to quest through Cool Ranch and find the piece of the El Dorado map, and you battle Deacon. I know that's the storyline of this world, but really, this world is one of probably one of the best worlds I've ever quested through in my entire life. My entire life ever. Just a desert themed world. Like I like a good Western storyline. It's oh it's just really amazing. And the Skyway is just beautiful. Really beautiful. It's so good. It, oh it's just so amazing. And I don't know what else to say about it, but again, this world is really long to quest through, but oh, it's so good. It's so good. But just take a look at this beautiful skyway. And there are multiple skyways in Cool Ranch that you go to certain destinations, but yeah, it's bright colors, kind of the same thing for Mooshu, but this skyway is just it's amazing. It's amazing, and the world itself is really cool. So, number one is Cool Ranch. So there you go, guys. Those are the worlds that I am ranking from best to worst. So let me know your overall thoughts and opinions in the comments. How would you rank all 7 of the worlds from best to worst? What did you enjoy most about it? What did you not like about it? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'm very interested. And probably not what you were expecting from to see a list from me. But if I ever did a ranking of this again, it could change. It could change. I don't know. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, click on the like button for more Pirate101 videos. If you like Wizard101 and Pirates101, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so that you'll know when I post Wizard and Pirates videos daily. I also live stream 4 days a week, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And with that, have a wonderful day today, and I'll see you guys next time.